the 10th of the 3rd. 32. Finished TDs, senators of Dull, Ewan, and Shannon Ewan. We vote to 214 members over 11 days, 36 hours, 24 minutes, isn't it? 26 hours, 24 minutes. So yeah, just to keep. Letters. 86 senators. So I'm just taking notes here just to keep track and everything. I should have done this a second ago, but I went early, but I thought it'd be done before I went live. Taoiseach, Taoiseach, sorry, Leo. $270. Total. Yeah, so I just took a note of that. Hello, Tony. How you doing? Walk with me for 2 seconds. Nearly one of the pages. Yeah, so that's the center one. It's 10th of the 3rd. Probably not here yet. So everybody, it's only a few minutes live. Start on Kahoot. What's the word I'm using? Yeah, decided to stay with it. Yeah, that's okay. If I need to write into this. Right, yeah, so I suppose to show when everybody else gets on and show them what we have so far. We had to get the Kahoot one set up, that's it. My fucking bed in bits today. We'll put that other sheet down. put that inside there for a second. So yeah, we had to keep a time at York. We had at least get the times down. Probably should keep that in my journal. That's the time. We need to get a template too of the letters. Start with us that we decide. We decided the PayPal power and what was it? And some questions, yeah. Just sign off. Yeah, that's fine. So I just need to write up a report from what. So yeah, how was your day on over there? Just about. So yeah, all letters finished. Right. 214. 5,000, 58,000 letters. 58,000 words. 58,000 words. Great country. Good evening, Maria. How are you doing? Just listening to this in the background too. This I know, but that's not really correct at the moment, Tony. It is around 300. Why is Kenny's not something? But no, but I take this off for that. So I can hear myself better. No, but that's incorrect. It is incorrect. There's 300. There's 300. Again, the census will tell me how many it is. But that's, we did a count last year. Was last year, the year before, we done a count. So it's incorrect because again they're going for the last census, so it's incorrect a bit. So it isn't. I know it says that on Google, but it's incorrect because it is 300. So it's not much. Again, it's not the biggest difference. Like 276 is compared to 300. It is 300, but there's only a few extra people. So there's only missing a few extra people. Like it is 300. And then the outskirts of it, which is 300 too. So yeah. But yeah, so how much is, so yeah, it's well, yeah, around, if it was around that, probably back up, but it's growing a bit. It's good extra bit people want from bets and things like that. Again, it hasn't gone up that old just properly. Like again, compared to 276. But again, we know in the sets, have a look in the sets from the sets system. We see. That's a tower, sorry. That's a tower to the sack figure. Because you need to put down your town land in area next time. 430. Yeah, well, you have a bit more than us now, to be totally honest. It's around 300. Like, again, it's not too far off it. I just thought the letters not posted yet, Maria, but we have them done. We have them done. They're finished. They're done. But they're not posted because there's no point in posting them. I'll show you we're going into September. We'll wait for the first week of September. You have to know what date Captain is first. They put the date. They put the date on it, and obviously that's what we do. That's what we have. That's what's holding us back, I suppose. It doesn't count this one now, so it's 8,000. Yeah, like it's around the hours too. As I said, there's 300 in the village and there's about 300 outside in the town around Butterbridge, long since that's. So yeah, so 300 and 300, 300, 600 around that. Possibly. Again, I think that's, again, going by the last time we've done the count. But yeah, there's around 300 people in the village here at the moment. I don't know, again, there's around 300. How'd you die? What? Do you have to fill out the census form? I don't want to fill out. I would just advise him just to fill it out. You have to. It's by law you're required to do it. You could face fines or even imprisonment if you're convicted. It is required. It is required by law to have it in by the end of April, particularly. But it is required to have it in, to fill it out. It's the only thing you're required really to fill it out for the state. So I do advise you to fill it out. Again, you have really very little choice, I suppose, in terms of law and things that you have very little choice because there's no, your judge won't really give you much say. Let's put it if we went to court. Um, so yeah, I'm afraid. So usually you have choice maybe in some things in Finland have different forms, but it is required. It is required for the government, and for the well, not for the government, the Central Statistics Office need it. Uh, it's just to keep record basically on do you have a job? Do you have a job income? Where do you live? The population again. It's for the population of towns too. It's for the local authorities too at the same time. But yeah, my advice just to you, Maria, it's I would just fill it out. It take 10 minutes. It only take about 10 minutes to fill out. Again, I would suggest just to fill it out. It says I didn't get it. Oh yeah, it's not. So it takes. Some places have it before others. Like some places in Cavan have it before others. I don't have it at the moment. Up the other side of Cavan they have the forms, but again, somebody will come around and post it. So don't panic yet. Don't panic that you won't get it. You get it. It might take a few days extra, but don't panic. It will come at some stage between now and April. But yeah, I filled it out. Just take 10 minutes. It's literally 10 minutes. It just asks for your place of employment, your name. Are you unemployed? What's the story? Basically. How many? Yeah, kids. Your kids. You have kids. What's your situation? What's your family? Your marriage situation? Are you married? Trying to figure out this basically that. But yeah, I know. So again, I think you have to fill out everything as well. Then if you, I don't know. Yeah, I suppose it doesn't count it then. I suppose. He's got the local village team. No, I don't have the local village, but I don't think it does count as far as I know. It's only for people living in houses. Resident in the state, you need to have an address, obviously. First of all, you need to have an address of residence. It's the same for social welfare things. That you need an address to claim social welfare, to claim job seekers, to claim even only social welfare. You need an address. You can't claim it if you're not living on the street. You have to have an address. As far as I'm aware, that's what I was. That's what I always understood it to be. We'll make tea in a few minutes, anyway. Let's have it set up. Where's the milk? I'll put it over there. Yes. Yeah, we'll wait for another few minutes for people to come out because everybody be like, we should have come on and like Sven said. So we wait. So we wait for about 30 minutes or so. Uh, oh. So yeah, anything else before we go? I'm making tea too. Yeah, but we won't make it now. We won't make it at the second one. We'll wait for another few minutes. But yeah, I don't know if notifications. Something weird's happened because usually by now there'll be a few more people in here, but I've got 3 blues now. Yeah, I'm not in the mood to eat, to be totally honest with you. I spent 3 hours today writing up, and then we were talking. We had a meeting today. I take this off because sometimes I can't hear myself think. But yeah, but again, we were a long time talking today, Tony. Yeah. Notice then the war I have crisps and coke. Yeah, well, it doesn't look like it. I haven't paid much attention, to be totally honest, the last few days in Ukraine. I haven't paid much attention. I've been too busy doing this, to be totally honest. I'll show you in a second. They've been too busy doing that. So I'm just watching the Twitch stream at the same time. I'm listening to the Twitch streamer. So that's why I'm listening. Just to this. But see, it'll just be interesting to hear what he has to say. And he just happened to be live when I was just about to go streaming. Like, I wasn't listening to him for early on because he was live early on, and I was finishing off writing to the TDs. Sentinels, sorry, not TDs. Pretty much same things, members of the Oculus. Did anybody get notifications? Because I think notifications would be by fucked, to be totally honest. I thought there would be a few more people here. I should have kind of put a community post up too. Yeah. Bit weird, not gonna lie. Sorry. Just found you by chats. Notification. I did go hold something about Ben Gilroy. Yes, I heard about something about Ben Gilroy. Yesterday. Yeah, I think it's something similar to that. And I think actually just bear with me, let me just take my yoke off because I can hear better. Sorry, I can take better. Yeah, I heard something about Ben Gilroy. I can't remember. I heard he was getting in court for something. That's as far as I know. And second of all, I think somebody said about the woman. I remember hairdressers in Balbriggan, or somewhere around that area of Dublin, being fined. I think I remember her opening up a hairdresser, and I done even a video about it. And she's up before the court at some stage, and something similar to that. Again, I don't know. I don't really follow Ben Gilroy that much, to be totally honest. The girl didn't turn up. Jesus, that's some spare time, isn't it? Having the girl didn't turn up. I wonder why. Didn't turn up. Imagine that. Imagine you bring somebody to court and they don't even turn up. It's a great justice system, isn't it? Imagine if he was. Let's just take for example he was mass murder or something. I'm not saying he is, but let's take for example he was mass murder or something. Robbed a shop or something, armed robbery or something like that, and the guards didn't show up, and the person's allowed to go wandering the streets. But yeah, it's good that they didn't show up because again, I think you said there it's about going out with your 5K, so that's when the COVID rules went. That's stupid. How can you sit in the courtroom and say that's against the law? How could you walk to that? How can the judge or the guards say, look, he broke the law here, and what's he's breaking? How did he break the law? Well, he got out of his 5K. Hello, Mr. Butler. How are you doing? But yeah, imagine being in court and just having to hear that, and then the next person coming up is after shooting somebody in the head, and got off scot free. It doesn't make much sense, doesn't it? But yeah, modern day Ireland isn't it great? Isn't it a great country? As I often say, isn't it a great country? I think we make the tea now in a second or two. We wait for a few minutes. I don't know, notifications must let them go out. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that's all I say. I have to put a community chat post later on too. I do that later. I know. I definitely have to do that. So yeah. I just need to do something just for 2 seconds. Sorry about that. The person's phone's off. Somebody rang me earlier on and I needed to ring back because of the time I was writing the letter, so the ring back. Anyway, yeah, I tried to ring him there, the phone was off, so I didn't know and it'll be fine enough. Howdy, that was important. I didn't say it was important. I said, howdy, that's that important. We have 4 people here. Hello. Yeah, hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully it's not that serious what it's ringing me about. I just couldn't get through them anyway. So yeah, anything going on? Any interesting stuff going on today? Hello, kid. Yeah, fuel prices is ridiculous. It's not even funny at this stage, the fuel prices. But yeah, isn't the government great? 2 cents, knocking off 2 cents. Isn't everybody in Ireland worth 2 cents? That's basically what they said to us. We're worth 2 cents to them. Isn't that great? Even though we're paying low wages. 2 cents. That's what we're worth. 2 cents. We'll pay them prices. You're damn right. I don't think anybody pay them prices, Tony. Your friend, the UFO guy. Maybe the aliens took. I don't know. I actually started talking to the other night. Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to the other night, so he's already gone that far. Wasn't talking since then. Netflix increased its prices. When? I didn't even know that. But I don't use Netflix, but yeah. But how much is it increased by? Yeah, Katie. Now, how did it increase by much? But did they? Oh, 1 year. So how much is it? So let's say how much it is, because I never used. I used, what was it? I used some kind of yuck back a while ago. €9.90. So yeah, so around €11. So. No, it's not the biggest increase, I suppose. It's not. It's a lot better than the fuel situation at the moment. I'm sure you would agree. Oh, that's not bad at all. €15. That's not bad. That's not bad. So I think that's a month, yeah. That's not bad now. That's not bad. So that's around €5 a week, isn't it? Better than OT, yeah. Like, imagine if OT had that service. Literally nobody would watch it. They'd be not worthwhile putting the pay for it. At least on Netflix you get to watch loads of movies and things. So at least you're getting something out of it. When you pay your taxes to the government, you're getting nothing out of it. They're just laughing in your face. That's what they did with the taxes, you know. That's what they do, because as you said yesterday, half the taxes half of the price you're paying in fuel is going to the government. I have to write something actually, speaking of that. Eamon Wine, at the top of Eamon Wine. Eamon Wine. And spare me 2 seconds. So yeah, I think we'll go in 3 minutes and get tea here. We'll go make tea. Talk about Chris. Oh, we have 6 people here. Sorry. But yeah, if you have anything to ask, please do ask me, because I quite literally have nothing to say for the moment until we make the tea. Everybody's here for the tea. But yeah, so if you have anything to say before we go over to the tea machine, well, we go over now in the second hour to the tea machine. I made a cup of tea and we go over now. I was listening to that side. We switch over. I have a few things to show you too. Any tips on what? On which and what? Right, we'll go over to the tea machine. But yeah, tell me what tips on. I help. I'll give you a hand. I'll try and help. I'll give you tips. And forgive me for the state of my room. I was up late today. So my apologies for that. So yeah. Chanting what? Oh, we're talking about house wasting or something. Yeah, we have enough. I think that's enough there for 1 cup of tea. Actually, I probably think I probably need to put more water into it. Yeah, so I won't get more water. Just a bit more water. Spilled half the water myself. We have 6 people here. As soon as the team machine showing everybody. Hello, Miles. How are you doing? It's non-Irish. Where is it really? Jesus, 8 people here. As soon as we show the team machine, everybody joins up. But yeah, we have the tea on now. Do I have everything I do? Yes. So yeah, we have the tea machine. Is the tea bag in? I think there is, yes. Sorry, I set it up early on. We are talking Czech at the moment. Yeah, it should be fine. I used out of the what do you call it? Do share. Which do share what? Now I'll be satisfied and happy with orgies tonight. I don't understand. Oh, sorry, I'm not. I don't get what everybody's talking about. My apologies. Don't get what you're talking about. Everybody's talking about different things. Anyway, I leave you to talk. You talk among yourselves for a second. We just have one tonight. We won't be live anyway for long because we were busy all day meeting and talking about things. My partner, when I got up at 12 o'clock this day, we were talking about from 1 o'clock onwards. We were talking about it. So it was a long day. Now here's the movie. I keep spending it anyway. It's a nuisance. I don't have my jug available. My jug's not available at the moment. They're going to use me. You're going to be fine. Be fine, and I'll wash it tomorrow anyway because it needs to be washed this yuck anyway. So I move over. I used to have cloths, you know. I don't. Nuisance. I used to have my jug, but my jug's not available now. So I have to get my jug back. Because I have it. Yeah, because I have it cleaned, yeah. It's in the dishwasher. Yeah, hello again. Good night, gang. Thank you, Kenan, for being here. Appreciate it. I'll talk to you later. Hello, Krista Fox. How are you doing? Long time no see. Bathroom water. No, I didn't take it out of the toilet or anything like that, lads. But I took it out of the tap. But it's all right. Well, it's all right when it's boiled. It's all right when it's boiled. I'm up at 6 this morning. I mean, this morning or this evening. But yeah, I was taking it a bit easier now compared to what I used to. You got up at 12, yeah, 12, yes, 12 p.m, yes, 12 p.m. So just after a.m, yes. So yeah, working machine with the put behind me, obviously. But yeah, we're done with all the letters for the moment. No? Then we're waiting to our leaders next month. We begin that next month. Obviously, that will be longer compared to the ones for the Dawn and Shannon. I would advise people, again, I've lot to watch the video I put up a few minutes ago before we started the stream. It tells you all you need to know. No, but we have to write to world leaders next month. But for the moment, for the boat houses, I walk this, we're finished for the moment. For the moment. So yeah, we just chill out now. We just chill. So if you have any questions, I'll move a bit closer. That's okay. Just chill because it's the first time I kind of have just been chilling for today. Should have called the UFO guy. I say he's a bed, to be totally honest. I'm not going to ring him at this time. It could be different if it was during the day, maybe, but it's night time now. That's a bit hot now, I'm not going to lie to you, that's hot. That's actually hot enough. What's the info you got? You think we're MI6 here? No, but basically, see, I don't know if we were here that night, but basically came on at 1 o'clock in the morning, so he'd seen a UFO. Okay, so yeah, that's about it. You know, Tony would tell you more. He was here at the time, and me just like, here, what? You know, sitting here like it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You're ringing me at 1 o'clock in the morning the time you see a UFO. So yeah, we'll take it as you will. But yeah, basically it's a moderator for mine, Maria. It's basically a moderator. Go live during the day and ring him. You see, that's the thing, Tony. We have other things to be doing during the day. We're working on the Kahoot at the moment. Gas $5. It was a bit expensive now. It's more expensive than it would be now at the moment. I suppose in America, inflation's gone through the roof in America. Compared to well, having inflation, I can't say much. You don't have to because it's going up and up and up. Especially on gas and oil heating and all that. Well, you know, Biden is a bit to blame, the Biden administration, but at the same time, you know, it's basically everything. You know, Biden it could do something about it if he wanted to, but yeah, you know, it's not helping the war in Ukraine, and you know, I'm sure all that it doesn't. It's not helping it. There's some things out of Biden's control, and there's some things that Biden has to, you know, it has to do to stop it. You know. No more, yeah, for temporarily. So I said they'll probably be back, but no more anything ready in Russia now. No more anything. Everybody's pulled out of it. Microsoft, everybody's pulled out of it. Nobody's doing business in Russia anymore. So obviously that's an absolute huge hit to the economy. Quite literally every business is pulled out of Russia. Every big international business. So they have literally nothing left with them. Starbucks, everything. So they're going to have very little to work with in Russia. A travesty, yes. Didn't even see it. Aliens, I didn't. Aliens, very important. Well, in a certain sense, but I suppose, but it's a lot worse in Russia now. Obviously, with the amount of sanctions, you know, people are going to struggle to buy food, buy even the essential stuff, even smaller stuff. The prices are going to skyrocket. So you know, they're not going to be that healthy, I suppose, because you know it's hitting them very hard compared to us. But fucking split myself. Spilled tea on myself. Yeah, that cup's not the best then. I should get napkins, but I used to have napkins here and I don't have. I know. So yeah, any questions about it? I'll show you now in a second what we're up to. Anyway, this is completed for the moment. This should be finished anyway soon. And listening to this. What's the next TD's went to? Basically, we have them all done. Yeah, well, there's no need to. The only thing we need to do, as I was saying in the video, And the only thing you need to do is put the date and obviously put it into an envelope and put their name on the envelope. That's the only thing we need to do now. But it doesn't need to be done yet. In other words, we still have time to. Well, there's many different things. There's many different things to do with the oil prices going up and things. Many different things. But yeah, Biden has a bit of the blame for this too. Do you have a return address sticker? Yeah, I still have to put my address on them too. But yeah, there's plenty of time to do that because in the end, when I'm writing the address, I have to individually go through them and put them into an envelope and put their name on it and post them to Dáil or the Shannon Tito. Yeah, so I will put it at the time and the address on the envelope because they have to send me a letter, so my address will be on it, so they can return it. If it doesn't get sent, it will return to me. But they should send it should all go to Dáil. It's not how to find the place. Or if they get lost, then there's going to be some trouble. I'm not going to lie to you. Spending over €200 in stamps, you would not be very happy with An Post if they lose it. But yeah, with the ones with phone, like the ones we're sending to New Zealand, the New Zealand office of the Prime Minister and the Parliament in New Zealand, and we're sending it to the House of Representatives in the United States, we're sending it to the White House, we're sending it to the Congress and the United States Congress too, a letter. We're sending it to the House of Parliament too. Whatever happens, again, we'll wait and see what's the story with the world situation. But yeah, we were posting that by express post. We were posting by express post, so we'll be there quicker. So we'll be there fast, and we can keep tracking it too. So that's going to cost us a good few bob to do. To go outside, yeah, I was outside for a while today. It's all a bit when I was out. But yeah, mainly the most of the day I spent here writing up whatever was left of the letters and talking about what we're going to do about Cavendish. That's what we're talking about the moderator with the Cavendish. No, my editor, sorry, not moderator. Editor moderates simply. That's much. Yeah, but it's a bit of the blame because again, there's a lot of things behind it too, Tony. He's about 90%. No, not 90%. 19% or 20% to blame for across the whole world. But there's other elements to it. That makes any sense. I couldn't tell you. I'm not the most financial person you could find. But yeah. Yeah, it was going through the roof. Yeah, I do agree. But that was to do with the COVID and lockdowns and the inflation. Less people spending money. So, you could blame, again, you could have the governors in America have a bit to blame because they're the ones who decide to lock down the states. Their states, the respective states. So, less people going out to spend the money, less money going into the economy of it. So the governors do have a bit of responsibility over that too. If they didn't lock down the countries, there wouldn't be so much inflation, to be totally honest. Because the economy would have kept going. That's my estimate of it. Because again, I'm not a big finance expert, so don't forgive me for that. Because I'm just saying what I know about what I have looked into it about, if that makes sense. Again, I'm not the biggest. You owe nothing to be happy. Indeed, that's a few years away, isn't it? Klaus Schwab's a good friend. Klaus Schwab's will be after us. But yeah, you owe nothing to be happy. But yeah, that's very frightening, that man. Nothing that too. I wonder what his father was doing during the Second World War. Assuming so, yeah. Somebody was saying that to me. Katie was asking me anyway. Do have Netflix, same here. I think I used to have it. 2 hours in my house. I say he's probably busy, Tony. People have lives, you know. People have lives. They can't be always here. You know, they have things to do. You know, I'm sure he has. I'm sure he has work in the morning. You know, it has to be. He has to be. He has to be ready for work tomorrow. I'm sure. You know, maybe he's in bed. You know, you have to think about this too, because people can't be always here, Tony. Hello, Ashley. How are you doing? You missed the tea. Missing the tea. Who? Alan. Oh yes, Alan. You used to have Cartoon Network. Oh, I see you now. I see you now in the Irish Daily Mail. Yes. Yeah, it's 1 euro. Yeah. So I just seen it there as soon as I logged on. Netflix controls. Yeah, it's not major now. What the talk about major? That's only €1. Like, good God. Give me a minute now. Just one sec. Just need to. Never seen such bullshit. But I just watched there. Never seen such bullshit in my life. But yeah, I don't know where he is. Need a city guarantee. Yeah, but sorry, but I was listening to something there, and I just wanted. I just needed to hear what the fellow was saying. No, don't put sugar in my tea. I'm too sweet. No, I'm not listening to Dumbo. I'm watching the Twitch streamer called Kiboga. He basically wastes scammers' time. Thank you, Marie. But yeah, that's what he does. So I'm just gonna listen to what these scammers have to say. Hello, everyone. 7 people here. Hello, hello. Oh my god, everything's having a fit. She's chilling on my asses. Shameless guy. Yeah, like you should have watched Kimboga sometimes. Kimboga's actually very good. He makes the hair of these scammers, which is good. It's not that you know it. Going to the store tonight. Look at the store. Hello, this is the fellow who helped me out and captured all the wards. What a legend. Uh, Glad you don't have to write those letters anymore, but we still have to write David to the world leaders. Love to be adopted, why are you so Maya? Just love to chat to an alien. Okay, I wouldn't want to do that by you, but okay. Oh, I wouldn't want somebody from another planet, I would be very nervous. About 17 indeed. I know, yeah, I meant to keep doing it, but I'm up too late today. Like, it has to be early in the morning. But we definitely do it some. If I'm up early some morning, we definitely will. My bet is not the 26. Fudge flag. Why is a fudge flag here? No, don't send me anything. I don't want anything. My birthday's not on the 26th. And I don't, and I'm not take any gifts. I'm having enough. No, but that, not saying that, but imagine an alien now with just green and just completely different. You know, with a UFO sauce or whatever. No, but I wouldn't want to give in the first place, Tony. I want you to spend the money on yourself. Like for Calvin Day, maybe you could send me if we do the PayPal. You can send money to help us fund the Calvin Day deal. Assuming aliens can speak English, yes, indeed. I don't want the. I don't even want to take that away. Like, what's all about aliens? Very good, very good. Right, sorry about that. So finally, it's finally finished now. I don't even want to think about that, Tony. I don't know why everybody's on about aliens now. Everybody just have to sit in the hole about them or something. Yeah, just one downstairs. 2 seconds. Actually, bring this tea machine out. Radio. Well, again, what's happened here? Joyriding, indeed. Might, yeah, go and switch it. It charges because this is nearly low. My tablet, so charge my tablet. Let me charge my phone over. Oh. Ooh, back in the gaff. So yeah, you've probably seen this before, everyone. But yeah, this is basically that sheet filled up. This is for the doll. This is all the TD's names and all that. So yeah, so we went from one down to the very last. We went by a note of this thing. So that's that one, and then the Shannon one is a bit less. So yeah, that's that plan done. Then we have the Shannon. So this is the Shannon one. So it's not as big as the doll, obviously, because it's less. But yeah, we have to start the one for Kahoot. There's one there for Kahoot. That's where I read up a bit and on about. So here we get that one sorted. There's an email. Sweet Mother of God, yeah, but you should see the other ones, Davey. You should see the other ones. Yeah, I know, but it's even bigger than the wall. That one there is bigger than the wall. They take up the whole space. I wouldn't have enough room. So, he's the secretary. Yeah, my moderator here is my secretary. In other words. Not my moderator, my editor. No, it's moderator, same thing. Same moderator. It helps you can just look straight. Look. Sorry, I'm reading this. What time are we at? We're going to 11, I think. And then we're going. Because I still have a good lot of videos to watch on YouTube and things. On my watch later list. I think it's ridiculous. Yeah, that's good. So I'm just looking through things here. So yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to tell me. I'm just looking through stuff. Just to see something else. Yep, Sally. Hello, Moonhunters. Here's the alien man himself. So yeah, here's Moonhunters. Here's the alien man himself. Will you go to Cavendish? What? Where'd I go? What do you mean where I go? We got to one. Meet us halfway. No, we're not meeting anybody halfway today. We're not going to have to do that because you're busy all day and I need the West now. We cannot do that. We totally answer time. It's the UFO guy. Yes, he is the UFO guy. The man himself. They were looking for you early on in Hunters. They wanted to know what you were doing. Okay, that's something, I'll tell you that. Just looking through random Twitter sometimes can be just so random. You never know what you could come across. Yes, been down alright. But yeah, any Crackman hunters? What's the story? Any banter? Back soon. Okay, no budget. We have 2 mods in the chat. Isn't it great with 2? I see it's probably busy, Tony. Like people have, as I said to you earlier on, people have lives. They can't be always here. We can't expect them to always be here. No budget. Yeah, like they probably have work. People do work now, Tony. And it's difficult now. I tell you, it's difficult when you're walking. You're all tired in the evening. When I was walking a while ago, it wasn't hard to come home. It was hard to come home, and to just do other things. It was hard. That like you find it when you're walking. No need to walk. Yeah, there's need to do a bit of work, but you find it hard when you come home in the evening. Bidwin is here, Tony. So we hello, Bidwin. You probably said something earlier on I didn't notice. My apologies. Will you give your name of the cat? Will you give the name of the streamer who live in the cabin? I don't think there's much point. You can tell. You can put it in Discord if you want it, and we might see about. I actually don't know, but like is he a big streamer or what? What kind of streamer? Like what does he stream? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Like does he stream Call of Duty or what? You can put it in the Discord, and if people want to go over and see him. But yeah, I don't know. We see when it comes the time. And we're not thinking about that at the moment. Like we are thinking about talking to streamers and things that we're not talking at the moment about that. We're more worried about getting the gravity done for Kahoot and things like that. That's one way. He plays a few games. Yeah, we're sending in the Discord. Yeah, no harm. And give him a follow on Twitch, if you don't mind. I'm sorry, everything's here. It's just about to make. We already made tea. As Tony was asking for me, well, good timing. I wish you were online. I thought you said a steamer. I'm a steamer. Yes, I'm a new. I'm the SS. I don't know. No watts in me gaff. No watts in the gaff. There's always a few watts in the gaff, but you don't see the watts in the gaff because they're on the quiz now. We do have a quiz set up, Tony. It's going to take us a long time to do this Kahoot quiz. It's going to take us a long time to organise it and all that. It's not as easy as just kind of typing in letters. You have to organise it. It's hard. It's not easy now. It isn't easy. It's going to probably take longer than the letters. That's just putting it in perspective. Yeah, like you don't see them. Like there's rats in the attic. There's rats in other houses and mice. You just don't see them. They're up in the attic or in some place where you don't notice them. They're probably going to be running across the floor. They'll be sneaky. They're not going to stand right in front of you and tell you that they're there. They don't want to be killed. Yeah, everybody's turned on. First it was aliens, now it's rats. What next? Gorillas, zebras, tortoises. I asked the questions. No, well, you probably wouldn't know because we're asking questions. From people can't would only know, but do things. We're on the ground, I suppose. Then your phone a friend. No, it'll be a quiz and people have to do themselves. They have time to take about that 40 seconds or so to think about it. But yeah, Yes, there'll be money involved, obviously, too, if you come first or second or third. So yeah. During the lockdown, yes. And yeah, there's rats in the door. Do you hear that? There's 2-legged rats in the door. Isn't it very suspicious? Yeah, but seriously, there's supposed to be a rat infestation in the door in Let's House. Because obviously Let's House is nearly 300 years old. It's an old building. Let's House was an old building. It is an old building, Let's House. But yeah, there's rats in it. There's 2-legged rats in it. The rats go where the rats are, isn't that right? The rats go where the rats are, isn't that right? They all know where the rats attract, don't they? Very scary, and Let's House, yeah, full of rats. Yeah, but anyway, they're among themselves, does that make any sense? The best place for them. Where the politicians are. You just send the link. You don't have to send videos, just send a link, Mark. Put it in the... I don't know what channel would you put it in, but... the type they love whoever what they love. It's supposed to be fun. I can't judge them. I don't think anybody can judge people for who they want to be in love with. I don't think it's up to us to judge. Yeah, okay. But how do you know he's from Cavan? Mark, yes, it was a bit. Funny enough, I actually probably heard of him before. Looks familiar somewhere. But anyway, we'll worry about that at the moment. We'll talk about it some other time. Yeah, we'll look into some other time. We're not worried about it at the moment. He said today. Yeah, I just see you there. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. We talk about it some other day, Mark. We look into it. We see when the time comes when we try and see what happens. We need enough Kevin and we talk to people about it. But yeah. Did it snow today? No, it didn't snow today. Best streamers is Fallon, yes. Well, Fallon really wouldn't be a streamer, but... he'd be YouTube, technically. Hello, Battle War. Thoughts on the Festival's pay. I've said it hundreds, millions of times by now. But yeah, obviously needs to be increased. It obviously does. Whatever about anything else, weapons or anything like that. Let's be honest. You have to pay them a fair wage. Living wage. Like, people left the army to go to Tesco. Like, let's be fair. People actually left the Feds forces to go and walk on Tesco because the wages were better on Tesco. And that tells you something. That tells you all you need to know. The people, because again, as I said the other night, you can't just wake up one morning and say, I want to be a soldier in the army. You have to train, you have to put in a lot of effort, and the serve to get it. Again, they have to put their lives on the line for the country to defend the country. And yeah, I think it's the least we can do. To give them a fair wage. It's quite sad, of course it's quite sad. Especially, I remember instances of members of the naval service having to sleep on the decks of the ships because they didn't have beds in there. And then even people had to sleep in their cars outside the army barracks because they couldn't afford the petrol to go home to see the families. Let's be fair. A decent wage is not much to ask. Because again, they have a lot to do now. The vegetables have a lot to do, especially when they go out to foreign countries too. You need to be paid a bit, and that's why there's less people in the army. That's the only reason why. if there was more people in the army, if there was better wages, more people would join the army. Plain and simple. This can be what packed in my bag. What this now can be placed in your bag. What placed in my bag? What? Before continue, are you playing the game or something, Mark? Buddy, don't diss Tesco. No, I'm not dissing. I'm saying they actually have better pay than the Feds force. I'm not dissing them. At least they give those staff a bit of a wage. Compared to the army. What have I done here? Broke the whole place. Having a staff, yeah, they have more than a staffing crisis. It's beyond a staffing crisis now. It's beyond a staffing crisis. No more TDs, yes indeed. Cowed Club. Oh, you're talking Tesco, right? But yeah, it's beyond the staffing crisis now. Beyond it. It's beyond it. They haven't got the men to defend the state. Let's be honest. There was a report filed, the Defence Forces report, onto the defence of the state. And basically they said the army, the state of the army at the moment, they couldn't defend anything. They couldn't defend any area of the country because they haven't got manpower. They haven't got anything to defend the state. So yeah, that's basically what they said. The own army even said that they couldn't defend the whole state if we were attacked by anybody. So that looks bad. Especially because there used to be 10,000, now there's 8,000 or something. It's down a notch. It's 2 years, they lost about 2,000 people. Oh, milk, I see. Oh, milk, excuse me. Anyway, we'll go watch 11 now. I hate this chip. Go for another 20 minutes now. Any good news from Ireland? Not really. Who's going to attack us? Is it the Vikings? Yeah, it's hard to know. Go and poo, what? What? Winnie the Pooh, what? Yeah, well, probably can do that, yeah. No, we're not going to tree, only, will you please stop asking me that? I go to whenever I need to go, I suppose. I can't go any longer, to be totally honest. I used to be fit to do it, now I'm not fit to do it. Might as well plain as it is, right? So, we go whenever I can have the shred to go. But yeah, that's only till 11 o'clock. We see after that, we see whenever I do have shred, we can do it. But yeah, there'll be very little because I've nothing to do. It'd be different if it was writing letters. Gardish and O'Connor's 100 years now. Same as the Defence Forces. The Defence Forces are 100 years now. But technically it was the Free State Army. Yeah, technically it was the Free State Army, wasn't the Defence Forces. Technically, so. 1922, the foundation of the Irish Free State. Fake bedroom, excuse me. But yeah, 100 years of Gardish and O'Connor. Yeah, I don't know about the Defence Force now. The Irish Free State Army. The Free State Army. You classify that as Oakleek na Heron, the Defence Forces, yes. It would be still, yeah. It would be 100 years to the Defence Forces. It would be 100 years. The Naval Service, I think, was only established in 70 years ago during the Second World War. I don't think the Naval Service never had a Navy before the Second World War. Again, don't quote me on it. I know, but it's very that like what would the point going to that time of the morning? Tony? There's nothing really to do. To have guns. I say the American cringe when they do. So the police. It was only right that in this country that we don't have guns. We totally understand. It is only right. I know this instance, girls probably need the guns. And obviously, you need units, obviously. But it's good that we don't have guns. It's good to be a disarmed nation to not have guns because there'll be more people just being shot. And I suppose it makes people feel a lot more safe when they don't have guards with guns going around. People would call it extreme. How is it people would call it? What happens if World War III happens? I don't know. Really, it's hard to know. To be totally honest, man. They carry pepper spray. They carry batons. That's the only thing. Majority police. Detectives carry firearms. That's really it. Not many gals carry firearms. I don't even know. I don't think any gals carry stun guns. I think it's just pepper spray and batons. That's all they carry. Don't carry. I don't think they carry taser. As far as I know, in the UK they do. The Guard, yeah, the Guard, the movie, yes. You asked me about the Medal of Honor. I don't even know do we have a Medal of Honor in this country. I think it's more of a American thing. Then with batons, yeah, they have batons. Every police force has a baton. They need a baton, so. Um, tasers. Yeah, there's huge amount of armor support units here in Cavan. But yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming probably some of them probably do carry tasers. Only guards. But yeah, I know they carry pistols. I've often seen them with pistols. Yeah. Yeah, that's the UFO what the police are bad. No, not all police. Again, there's one or two bad apples in every department. But yeah, some of them are just decent cops. Again, not all of them are evil people. There's obviously one or two. Imagine doing that now. But yeah, the Fourth Amendment, let's be fair, it's killing more people than anything else. It's better to have a disarmed nations where you can get very little guns. Yeah, I always spoil the bunch. Yeah, but there's one or two that's always bad. But there's decent enough guards. The scouts are decent people. And the same with any country, there's decent guards. They just want to help people and protect people. That's all. And then the fuckers that cause the trouble, tarnish everybody's reputation. I'm not taking up for the guards, but there's good guards I know. But they're decent people. They're decent cops. And that's the plain and simple. There's some fuckers, the kind of guards that come across that are even pricks. And shouldn't ever be in a cop. But yeah, one or two superintendents that came across that are always pricks. And just not fit enough. I wouldn't even put them in charge of a football team, letting alone a Gouda station. I know, but they didn't really have a choice. I know you can say they had a choice, but look at now, we're not locked down. I understand your complaint, Tony, but at the end of the day, we're out of that technically now. But it's the people who give them the orders. That's the people we need to go after. The lieutenants, the people in the head, the higher ups in the army, the guards, not the only guard at the street that's just following orders. I know they didn't speak up for the Irish, but they didn't have much of a choice to be talking honest with Tony. And I'm sure if we were in the same position, we'd just follow the same orders as they. We wouldn't challenge them. When your life's on the line, when your money's on the line, you're not going to do much. Let's be fair. But yeah, we had to put ourselves in their shoes too, Tony. We can all talk the talk and say we would stand up to our superiors, but would we really? That's to be honest with you. That's what we have to ask ourselves, because I probably wouldn't really, to be totally honest, because the Garda in the Connor, as Martin, the fellow from here, the ex-Garda that spoke out about Garda corruption, he went through hell, so he was accused of child abuse and everything about Tuesday on Garda in the Connor. But yeah, the truth came out in the end, but would we be able to stand that, Tony? Our reputation being tarnished. I don't think we would, to be totally honest. It's very little people that would be able to stick what he had to stick to get justice, No, kids no, they don't have to. They don't have to. It's some schools have been tyrannical or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's nothing that really anybody can do about it. To be totally honest, there's very little anybody can do about it. Like the children can decide for themselves because there's no regulation behind it. They have there's no justification in law to do it. I know, but it is. I often said that myself. I wouldn't follow, but I suppose when you're pressured by, and especially when you have a lot of your superiors and things like that, it's pretty terrifying. Teachers are bad too. No, not all teachers. Like there's some teachers that are assholes too, but it's the same with everything. Yeah, the couch set the Dublin based side. Yeah, I remember that. I don't know how she didn't get arrested, to be totally honest. Don't know how, because she did push a guard. Like, you have to be fair, she did push a guard. Plain and simple. Um, uh, so I don't know what's the story there, but kids live. I know, but they shouldn't be probably. I'm not really going to say that, but fair, yeah, Morris McCabe, yeah, he done very well, only for him. But again, he went through hell to get justice. You're right, Adrian. In the public service, you have to do what you're told and apply the rules. Yeah, because at the end of the day, they're not going to listen to your bullshit. I obviously would speak out if I'm not too pleased with something. But at the end of the day, when you're on Gowder Street in the corner, the only person, like, say, for example, Tony there, to me and you were cops while we were on Gowder Street in the corner. And we were the only two cops in the station. There was 30 something of us in the station. And we were the only two cops that actually stood up and said something. We wouldn't be well liked for the other cops, that we actually stood up and caused problems. And we would have our reputations tarnished, you have to think about that, and you wouldn't have a wage coming in, and you can't be on the double. They wouldn't put you on the double probably if you were tarnished like that. Uh, like, it's all right saying it, but at the end of the day, it's hard when you're in it. Like, obviously there's things I speak out against and things like that. But I would speak out against. I wouldn't be afraid to speak out against it. But when you're in a gallery, the gallery in the corner is different compared to other surfaces. As you've seen with Morris McCabe, you can see what they could do. What some of the lieutenants and some of the higher ups are capable of. They're capable of a lot. Yes. Yeah, well, people want to wear them, it's entirely up to them. It's not up to you or me to judge them. If they feel safe, then go for it. I'm not going to judge them. It's entirely up to them. But the only thing I say to people, it's up to you. It's up to you. If you feel safer, go for it. There's nothing that anybody can do to say, it's your own personal choice. At the end of the day, you're taking your own responsibility. It's up to you. It's not up to the state to say, do you have to do it. You can choose for yourself, and that's the right way to. You have the choice. You're not being looked down upon. I'll start quicker, but that's the thing. It's easy saying it, but when we're in that situation, things change. Things do change. Like, you put yourself in that state. I wouldn't want to. I'll be totally honest. I wouldn't want to be in Morris McCabe's shoes, fighting the state and being accused of God knows what done to children, just to shut him up, to try and shut him up, to try and smear him. It takes a very strong man to come out of that, to take on the state and win. Every arm of the state, taking on Garda Síochána, he was taking on the government, he was taking on the Department of Justice, taking on Tusla, he was taking on, he was taking all of this. And he won, but again, it took a lot of strength and it took a lot of courage. And obviously, he still wouldn't be well after that. Nobody would be well after being smeared for just speaking out. Nobody would be well, but again, he has a lot of money. He never has to work a day in his life again. But again, at the end of the day, what's the cost? Because he probably took a huge cost in his medical and physical health. Because I know if I was accused of what he was accused, that would ruin anybody. That would upset somebody so much. Especially when it's utterly false and made up lies. I don't, Mark, I disagree immensely with that, because we'd be locked down forever and it'd be untold suffering on the economy. You see what happened in the economy at the moment. People need to keep moving, or we'd be all literally have no food on the table. In general, Irish people were told, yeah, but I'm not saying not to speak out. If you see something wrong, obviously speak out. But it's easy to say it. It's easy to say I would stand up and things like that. Like, I've stood up for things that other people wouldn't have stood up for, and I say that's right. There's things I've seen in local authority. I've stood up and I said I don't agree with this. What's up and done about it. And things have been done. Sometimes I'm told to shut up. But I've kept back. If I see something I don't agree with, but it's hard to stand up from the crowd. That's what I'm trying to say to you. It's hard to stand up from the crowd. If there's 14 of you walking with, and you stand up and say I disagree with this, it's not easy. Like, believe me, it's hard to stand up and only have one voice being heard, and everybody else is against you. It's not easy. You have to be honest now. Yeah, but I'm sure we agree. But yeah, obviously do speak out. If you see something wrong, please do speak out about it. Obviously. don't hide it. But again, at the end of the day, it does come at a cost, and that's the thing you need to understand. It does come at a cost. But yeah, there probably was scouts. Like I do remember even scouts standing up and saying they won't do it, they won't go out and check bites anymore. Um, like I do remember Gouts and Cavan actually saying that they refused to go out and check bites, they refused to go out, and they just didn't go in. They just didn't go into the check bites to cover check bites out in the roads. So yeah, there was Gouts that stood up and just didn't go in to walk. So yeah, you have to be true to yourself. Indeed, yeah, you have to speak up when you see something wrong. You have to be true to yourself because the truth is more powerful. The truth is the truth. And that's the end of the day, and that matters more than anything else. But again, it does come at a cost, and that's what you need to understand when it comes to these organisations. You have to understand that they won't let you speak. And smear them as well. No, but we just have to live with the mark. To be totally honest, like we're not going to survive that way. Nobody would ever. You know, most people are doing the shopping. Yeah, indeed. But look what a few men achieved. A few men and a few women achieved. And look what happened after that. After they were executed, look at the outrage it caused. And this is why we're here today. People stood up and said no more British occupation, and stood up and took a stand. See, it only took a few men to stand up for the crowd, too, and a few women too the same time. So yeah. Yeah, outcast. It doesn't mean the Maurice McCabe was outcasted. It was smeared for a long time, and then the truth finally came out. But again, what was the cost? To be totally honest, that's the thing. Because again, I'm sure you wouldn't be white. Like it was smeared with awful things said about him. It was awful things said about him. Truly awful. Like in fact, Fitzgerald and the West, they were all in on it. The Garda Commission, everybody was in on it. They were all in on it. That's the thing. And then again, at the end of the day, what happened to them? They never faced prison. They never faced justice over what the corruption they done. But no, Maurice McCabe got his name cleared. He got his name cleared. They didn't win, but he got his name cleared. His name's cleared. He won the set. He got 3.7 million off the Irish state in damages. Suicide bomb. I don't even know what that is. Oh, suicide. Like it shouldn't be a thing like that. Like blowing himself up and killing other people. Or even genuine killing other people. It's wrong. It's a sin to kill somebody. To go out of your way to kill somebody. How far have you been up? What do you mean? How long have you been up to bit when it's out to me? I've been up since 12 to the midday. It was brilliant. Yeah, I never read his book, but I know what happened. I understood what happened to him. But yeah, it was a horrible thing to him experience, and then there was other people too. But yeah, he was the main voice, and obviously he brought down Fitzgerald as just as tarnished. Tarnished was tarnished at the time. And the Garda Commissioner, he brought down Norman Sullivan and that fucker before, and Alan Shatter, the fucker, that fucking fake justice minister. He brought them whole. He brought their whole reputations down. Like Francis Fitzgerald's still in Europe, but Alan Shatter's nowhere to be hold of him. He's shunned from the public. People look down on him now, which is good because he did the awful things when he was justice minister. And I say what to that fucker that was Garda Commissioner before Norman Sullivan, which they all knew about him. I don't even know who Joe Bawley is. No, to be totally honest with you. But yeah, that was horrible things done to Maurice McCabe. But again, it just goes to show you, like, again, it does come at a cost speaking out against things. It does come at a cost for you, personally and financially, in other words, too. But yeah, obviously do speak out if you see something wrong. I'm not saying don't speak out, but you have to be prepared to suffer consequences for some actions. And again, it's not right, but it's the way it goes. But yeah, I won't hesitate to be doing. If I see something wrong, I might not speak publicly about it. I speak behind the back. I speak. I won't. Sometimes I won't say it publicly. If I see something wrong, I will speak, but I make sure my voice will be heard at the highest levels. Does that make any sense? For 19 years. I mean, like the trucks. Yeah, like look at Canada. Like they had to ease some restrictions out. Yeah. But yeah. I don't know who Joe Biden. I don't know. Like if you told me who he was, I might be like, oh yes, I heard of him before. Like I need to, you know, I suppose picture in my head because sometimes words it just doesn't work for me. Like I need to picture the person in my head to know who he is. Like if you told me he was an actor or something and he acted in this film, I might be like, oh yeah, I actually know who he is now. But sometimes you could tell me something and I wouldn't know. Like it's not easy to remember everything. Um, you come across a lot in day to day life. It's hard to remember everything. I know that might sound ridiculous, but it is hard enough to remember everything. To remember everybody's name. GA game player. Probably did hear of him. Probably did. But again, I wouldn't be the biggest fan of football or things like that. That's probably why I didn't hear of him. I mean, I probably did hear of him. Probably heard him on the news or maybe in the paper or whatever. Or twice. Like if I've seen the picture, maybe be like, oh yes, I've seen him before. Yes. Yeah, that makes any sense. I'm better to see something than be like, oh yes, I do remember seeing that. Oh yes, I do remember that. Yes, like it'd be easier to see than no. Yes. Could use emergency powers to solve peaceful protests. Yes, but you know, do you know Brian? Who's Brian? Who's Brian? But yeah, it is scary to see that now. But you could argue that well, I actually do. You couldn't argue really that they wouldn't really do any harm at the end of the day. And unfortunately, you're going to your football match. Excuse me, what? When? But obviously, freezing the accounts, the truckers' accounts, that wasn't. I don't know how they could, how would they justify that? But that's the only thing I don't know. But again, they brought in the emergency legislation, as you know. Yeah, it's kind of a see me. We can be snowflakes. We need to go repair the Irish. What? Excuse me. We go for another few minutes and we chill for another few minutes. And then we call it quits for tonight. And obviously, the letter's finally done. So we'd walk on the Kahoot. Now. We'll try and get a good bit done there because that's going to take a long time. That's going to probably take us a good 2 months to finish. Good man, Tony. Thank you. Yes. Yes. So anything else before we go? Oh, before we'll probably go for another 5 minutes or so. Doing anything about it, they probably just a little bit totally on the back of still not by the ending. Don't see it. I would be doing anything. Boxing, Jesus. No. Does he now? I don't know about that. Do you not pay DSB? What do you mean not pay DSB? I do pay DSB. I do pay DSB. Talk about him behind his back. I don't even know who he is. I'm sure you're talking about some internet personality or something like that. Which is okay compared to, talking about other people. I'm sure you're talking about some internet person or some. I know it was a footballer, so. Like, he probably wasn't a little show before. Like, I never watched. The last time I watched, I think you won from Captain was on it. The golfer. I watched a bit of the Lady Show to hear what you had to say. That was last September, I think it was. I remember watching. Oh, and the candle, sorry, yes. Well, you could be just lighting a candle, because a lot of people do like lighting candles. It smells, particularly smelly candles, so a lot of people like them. But yeah, unfortunately, there won't be that many. Like, a lot of people won't be able to pay the ESP. That's the unfortunate thing about it, too. But the price is going up. That's the sad thing about it, too. Because electricity bills are gone up, too. Everything's gone up. I like candles in church. Good man. My birthday's not on the 26th. I don't know what fake news you're reading, Mark, but it's not on the 26th. And whenever my birthday is, I'm doing fuck all, for to be totally honest. Quite literally do fuck all on my birthday. I'm literally the only person that does literally fuck all on my birthday. Whenever my birthday is, it's not on the 26th, but I do fuck all about it. You're wrong in saying that date. There's the teens staying on my yoke and I should get rid of them. It's a teen. It's hard to remember everything. Just looked at there when I was looking around. Just reload the chat. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go for another 10 minutes. That's fun. No, my birthday's not. It's common knowledge. It's common knowledge. Excuse me. It's not my birthday now. It's common knowledge. Imagine saying something like that. It's common knowledge. Yeah, you should start a live stream, Tony, and do toast and tea and do teas and biscuits and things like that. I think people actually would be interested in that. Oh, he's the one who presents match of the day, isn't it? He's the one who said presents match of the day, so he used to present it. And chill, the going mountain. I'm not going to say anything, Mark. I don't want to talk about my birthday. What have I pressed here? Yeah, you should do a YouTube channel or something like that, Tony. I probably would get a lot of views and things. Like food seems to get a lot of views on YouTube. Jim John, yeah. Jim John. Yeah, but that would actually be a good idea, Tony, to do. Not gonna lie to you, that's an idea you have. You can tag me when you're getting your ad revenue and everything. And cheer the going mountaineer. Even more. And the storm of the tree. And cheer the great mountaineer, and cheer the great mountaineer. I know, what's the story now? Anything else? Look. I'm just trying to think, is there anything else I need to write in the pad? Still have the page. I don't know, what is that? I don't know. What is that bit one? Doesn't seem like a name, but probably best maybe like my Facebook account's usually private. Only my close friends have it. Yeah, like I have a page, a Facebook page. You can look for the win. But I don't have I have only Facebook account, but I don't. I usually just have it as friends. You know, that's just my space for friends. You know, it makes any sense. From my family and friends, if that makes any sense. Like I have an only Facebook page, like I don't know if the win, but I'm very, very rarely on it. I was going to do a live stream tonight on it actually. But I said I actually won't. Maybe someday will. Because there'll be some people probably on it that wouldn't be on YouTube. They'll be probably watching other things. So like Facebook gaming is a big thing too. So that people probably watching that. Yes, we get that sound. I'm just trying to think, is anything else with this? Yeah, with the me and the editor should be compulsory option. Irish is like I'm dyslexic, and Irish was terrible for me. Not gonna lie to you. But I do think it's important in a way too, and I do encourage a lot of people if you can learn Irish and you can pick it up. Because a lot of people, some people are gifted and can pick it up easily enough, and even other people in my class could pick it up better than me, if that makes sense. Because it was just literally like chalk, literally scraping your nails with chalk with me. And it's even one of the teachers I had in primary school was like, it's useless talking to him with Irish. It's useless, and just didn't bother to teach me. Because she was like, it's not worth the bother, not worth the bother. And I got an exception obviously because they could see how I could do it. So yeah, but I do say it is important to keep it in school obviously so it doesn't die out. But at the same time, it's very little used, and I suppose, but yeah, but I do think if a person finds it hard, they should give it a try. Obviously, I tried when I was younger to learn it, but yeah, I always was the odd one out. I couldn't really understand it. But it is important to try it obviously, and if you can't do it, if obviously someone's dyslexic or something like that, they should have an exception. But it should be, people should try it. That's what I should say. But whatever ever about an exam or whatever, I don't think it should be exam. At the least, I don't think it should be exam subject. Because I think it's too. A lot of language is hard. Like, this is not an easy language to learn. Wait for he's sound. How does he sound? He always gives me a big small ass. Um, yes, I'm just looking for things here. So I take that now. Which weapon do? Yes, that would be good because we get a notification on Facebook. Yeah, well, you don't seem to get a notification here, Moira. So yeah, I should have put it in my community tab. Yeah, but I don't know when I'll ever be on live Facebook. I probably will sometime. I probably will pop on just for 5 minutes, say hello, see who's there. But yeah, my Facebook page is written over the wind, but not likely to be there. Like, I'd probably later post on it. Like, usually it's just YouTube and I don't use Facebook that much as I used to use. I used to use it a lot more. But it's mainly YouTube and Twitter. That's the main place you can find me most of the time. But you're not like live streaming on Twitter. Of gear changing. Yeah, a lot of young people, a lot of people in my school like the sound of gears and drifting and things like that. A lot of young people like it. I wouldn't be the biggest fan of it, but yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not much of a car post, but yeah. What else? I'm just trying to take this with the side of the other thing. Yeah, I think that's all. That's not that sad. Yeah. Anyway, we'll go in a few minutes time. Anyway. Anything else before we go? We might just go for 2 hours. It's nearly 2 hours now. It's 1 hour and 49 minutes we've been live. So we wait probably for 2 hours. We'll go for another 10 minutes. So look, it's not 10 minutes side. No, hardly that is happening now. TDC's channel there on what's this? The village. What's the village? Very little going on. So we'll go for another 10 minutes anyway. I go up and I can't do my ideas and I forgot that. So yeah, we're walking the good tomorrow, made it up. Probably the end of March we'll see about that. The other thing. I have to talk to a few people about those, but 10th March. Let's see. No, just taking what else I could do. See the last week of March and we'll see what we do then. See that's time enough now. The last week of March will be time enough to do that. Yeah, but I'm sorry. I'm just thinking ahead of things, planning things out in my head. So yeah, anything else? So anything else? Anything going on? Anything going on in the hood or anything? Hurricane River, what? We were talking about towns now. I don't know how we went from aliens and then we disconnected it for a second. My apologies, everyone. I don't know why that happens. Every once in a while that happens. We disconnect for around 2 to 3 seconds, even though the internet doesn't go down or anything like that, because it didn't go down there. I don't know what happened there. It's very weird sometimes when that happens, but anyway, we're not complaining. 2 less seconds of me, I suppose. How's college? I don't know how many times to say. If I was in college, I wouldn't be up at this time of night, I'm sure. I don't know what I work for tomorrow. We'll wait and see tomorrow morning. We'll probably be out do tidy towns or something. I'll do something now. I'll probably do something, but I don't know about anything for carpentry. We might walk in the code tomorrow evening. We might walk in a bit of that. Get a bit more done. Might spend 2 hours then. It depends on when it's a favour because I need him there. I can't walk on my own because I don't have a clue what I'm doing. On the Kahoot, so we need him to be there with me. So yeah, anything else? It's quite literally have nothing now. Like if I was going to go on any longer, I have quite literally nothing to talk about. At least when I was doing the letters, I was busy. Like it feels so awkward just kind of sitting here and saying nothing, I suppose. Like it's different when I have 100 billion things to talk, but usually in the first hour I have everything talked about I want to talk about. So it is difficult. So just sitting here trying to think of something to talk about to keep myself busy for the next few minutes. Very little but in the top of my mind. I pity streamers like Twitch streamers and things like that having to stream for hours and hours and hours and hours. But yeah, many of them will be playing games or doing something. In my sleep. You're dreaming of food at night, Tony. You do great, Aidan. Thank you, Miles, but I don't know if we're doing that great now. We don't know. Like usually the first hour I talk about everything I need to talk about, then in the next hour I quite literally have nothing to say. So that's why I look like bewildered sometimes of what to say. But it's not easy now. To think about everything. And to try and think of something to say. Especially because you usually say whenever it's something interesting happens, you usually say that first and then there's very little else happening. Why in doubt somehow? In doubt, I'm in doubt and question and everything. So we'll probably go for another 4 minutes, nearly 2 hours live. We might as well go for it for 2 hours. Like we're nearly 2 hours now. So yeah. So anything before we go, because literally we only have about 3 or 4 minutes left. Before we disappear for tonight. So I don't know. I don't think we'll be live tomorrow. There's nothing that we can do tomorrow. Oh, it's the start of the weekend, indeed. I don't think there's anything like the Kahoot. We can't do that on live stream. We have to do it offline. If that makes any sense. Like at the moment, there's nothing else we can do on live stream for Kevin there. Like we've done some of it offline, obviously, to let us, but there's nothing to keep us busy until then. Yeah, there might be other things to come across. Too bloody fast, indeed. Yeah, when I was walking, it went past too. It went past too quickly too. Especially when you're walking the weekend, it goes fast because they'll find it to Monday morning. Great crack, totally. Come on, Tony. I can't be pushing myself any longer to do things. So yeah. Like it'd be different if I had something to do, Tony, but I have nothing to do. I'm just stalling really into 2 hours. It'd be different when I was writing the letters, it was longer because I was writing letters up. If I'm up early and we see about the Friday stream, but I'd hardly that we'll be up early tomorrow. We'll see about getting a bit. But I hardly that I will. But we'll wait and see what time I wake up and have tomorrow. Can't promise that, but we'll wait and see. It's hard to know. So yeah, we have a minute left, so anything before we go. Might get 2 minutes left and I'm going then. So we stayed on a bit, 20 minutes extra, so anything else? Quite literally anything else before we go. Before we go, anything else? I'll put my book back. So anything else? Anything at all before we go? I think it is, isn't it? Next Thursday. Yeah, it's next Thursday. So week from now. I don't think we'll be live, but maybe we will. I don't know. We'll wait and see. I don't know what we might see. We'll see how it is. We'll see how we are. Why are we not getting do you have your notifications on? What are you writing to? We walked to the boathouses you walked, Stallheim and Shannon. But yeah, turn on the notification button. If that doesn't work, turn it off and on again. I know that's obviously, but yeah, turn it off and on again because sometimes it does work. Sometimes it's just glitched, and needs to just turn off and on again. But yeah, I try and put up community tab posts, but it's difficult to put it up all the time. But yeah. I don't know. Again, it's hard to know. I won't know if that's Sony. That's just putting it straight. I'm not walking now at the moment. Maybe the end of March I might be walking. Yeah, that's my only suggestion. Ria, it's awkward YouTube system and notifications, but that's the best way to find out. But you should be around from probably 9 to this time, or even to 1, maybe some mornings. But yeah, it's usually around that time. So have a look now and again. But you should be around. It wouldn't be any later than probably 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning. We'll be going live anyway. And it wouldn't be before 6, and we'd be going live any day. So it's around the evening time. I have it out there. Yeah, well, it'd be interesting. Your child would definitely enjoy St. Patrick's Day. Your children love St. Patrick's Day. loads of sweeties and things like that. And particularly they can have a day off during Lent, and they give up chocolate or something like that. It's good. Yeah. Coming out in March, I don't even know what that Mars bars, motor bars. Coming out March the 31st. Would you do a WhatsApp group? Yeah, see, I have some. I'm in a Tidy Towns WhatsApp group, and it's just it's far too much in that already. It's far too much for me to cope with already. Like YouTube, and it's far too much notifications I'm getting already from the Tidy Towns groups. Telling me different things needs to be done. If that makes any sense, Maria. So it's far too much for me, and I wouldn't be able to cope with the a lot of people messaging, and like say we had the community WhatsApp group, I wouldn't be able to cope, to be totally honest. But yeah, I think that's all that's all we can say tonight. I went for an extra minute. You kept me here for an extra minute. Hopefully the light with yourselves. But yeah, I think we'll call it there. So is there anything? Something else before we go? There's nothing else before we go. I don't think anything else I need to say. So yeah, just watch the video I put up a few minutes ago. Actually not a few minutes, because about an hour. So please do go and check that out. It explain a lot about what's going on and what we have done so far, and what needs to be done. So yeah, I think we leave it there. But hopefully that works for me and the notifications. I don't know how any other way we could work it out. I would try and work something else out. We might I asked the mod and see what he has to say. Ask some of the mods and see what this can say. Yeah, I'll talk to you later, and goodbye.